On February 20th, 2026, the Supreme Court dropped a decision that could reshape the U.S. economy and your next home purchase. In a 6-3 ruling in Learning Resources Inc. v. Trump, the court said President Trump overstepped his authority when imposing sweeping global tariffs under emergency powers. Translation? The president cannot use emergency powers to tax the entire country. And that changes everything for inflation, construction costs, mortgage rates, and home affordability. Let's break this down fast. The administration used the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, also known as EIPA, to impose broad tariffs under national emergency claims. The argument? The president can regulate imports during emergencies. The Supreme Court's response? Yes, regulate. No, tax. The Constitution reserves the power to levy taxes to Congress under Article 1. Tariffs are taxes. Case closed. That means the sweeping Liberation Day tariffs and other emergency tariffs are effectively struck down. But here's where it gets interesting for the economy, and especially housing. According to estimates from Yale's Budget Lab, the average household tariff burden was projected at $1,300 to $1,700 in 2026. Now, that number may drop to roughly $600 to $800. That's real relief. Importers may now be eligible for over $160 billion in collected duties. Markets reacted immediately. Stocks rallied. Why? Because removing tariffs reduces inflation pressure. Economists expect prices could fall by roughly 0.6% in the short run. But here's the reality check. Inflation is still elevated, and the Federal Reserve isn't declaring victory yet. Before this ruling, tariffs were estimated to add roughly $17,500 to the cost of building a new home. Think about that. Every new construction home potentially inflated before it even hit the market. Materials like lumber, steel, copper, appliances, all affected. Analysts projected that over the next 5 years, tariffs could result in 450,000 fewer homes being built, less supply, higher prices, worse affordability. Now, developers who paused projects may move forward. Builders get breathing room, and marginal affordability improves. Will this fix the housing shortage overnight? No, but it removes a headwind, and in this market, every headwind matters. Important distinction. The court struck down EIPA tariffs, but Section 232 tariffs remain intact. What's the difference? Section 232 requires a Commerce Department investigation and applies to specific industries tied to national security. Think steel, aluminum, autos. It's targeted, slower, harder to apply broadly, which limits how fast sweeping tariffs can return under that authority. President Trump immediately announced a workaround, a proposed 10% global baseline tariff under the Trade Act of 1974. Now this is where it gets critical. A 10% universal tariff acts like a consumption tax, and it typically triggers a one-time jump in prices. Economists estimate every 10% broad tariff could push the consumer price index up by 0.5 to 0.9%. And here's the part people miss. Even domestic companies often raise prices when foreign competition becomes more expensive. That's the pass-through effect. A 10% tariff could cost the average household $1,500 to $2,000 annually. That disproportionately hits lower and middle-income families. It's regressive, and it reduces purchasing power. Those categories would likely see the sharpest increases. There's also the retaliation factor. When the US imposes tariffs, other countries respond. That impacts farmers, manufacturers, exporters, and if inflation spikes again, the Federal Reserve may keep interest rates higher for longer, which means mortgage rates stay elevated, which means housing affordability gets squeezed again. Here's the bottom line for real estate. The Supreme Court ruling removes a major inflationary pressure point. That's good for housing. Lower construction costs help supply. Lower inflation helps rate stability. But uncertainty remains. If a 10% global tariff is implemented, that becomes a headwind again. Those three indicators will tell the real story. If you're buying, selling, or investing in Maryland or the DC market. Policy shifts like this matter more than headlines. They influence rates, affordability, and timing. Subscribe for real-time housing insights that actually affect your wallet. Because in this market, information is leverage.
Your ultimate hub for real estate insights, breaking news, entrepreneurial wisdom, investing strategies, and self-development hacks. If you're ready to expand your mind and stay ahead of the game floor, you're in the right place. Subscribe now. Your future self will thank you.